Hi, I'm Eric, and I'm back with another video. It is December 11th, 2025, Thursday afternoon. And the big talk these days is about a document that was released by the White House called the National Security Strategy. So you hear this item, the National Security Strategy. I'm thinking, gee, I wonder what that could be about. I think I'm gonna guess here. I think what it's about is that in the East Coast there can be hurricanes, or like Hurricane Sandy or something, or maybe on the West Coast there's earthquakes, or maybe there's droughts that we need to take care of, or the fact that we have a national healthcare crisis where much of the population does can't even afford healthcare because of the high cost of premiums and the high cost of deductibles and so on and so forth. Those are the kinds of things. When I think of national security, I think of how can the people of the United States be secure? That's what I think of as national security. But apparently, that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about here is the fact that the U.S. borders are not. We think our borders are the Atlantic and the Pacific Ocean, and you've got Alaska, which is up in the northwest, and now the Arctic area. But that's not what we're talking about here. We're talking about all of Asia. We're talking about all of Latin America. We're talking about Europe. We're talking about the Middle East. We're talking about South America. We're talking about Africa, because you see, the world belongs to the United States, and and the security of the world is really the security of the United States. Whatever is good for the United States is good for the world. That's the essential idea of this national security strategy document. And it starts off with a letter from President Trump, our esteemed leader. And he says quite clearly that what he's talking about here is putting America first. So, what does putting America first mean? Does that mean that you and I should get good health care and good education, and get rid of homelessness, and build up an education system so that we can compete in the global marketplace? Is that what we're talking about with national security? No, we're talking about the ability of U.S. corporations to profit off of the wealth of other countries, either um, by politely asking for that to happen, or by threatening them with military force, or by subverting their governments. So the national security strategy implies the insecurity of the rest of the world. That's what national security strategy is really all about. Now, there are two commentators that I recommend. One of them is Brian Berletic. He has a YouTube channel called the New Atlas, and he points out that this new strategy document is really a replay of the Wolfowitz doctrine, which is U.S. military primacy, total primacy over the entire planet, and mainly using, I would say, military alliances he speaks about it from a kind of a more military point of view, I would say. Whereas Ben Norton has a YouTube channel called the Geopolitical Economy Report, and he talks about the economic aspects of this strategy, and how the U.S. uses its economic power to basically bully the rest of the planet. So I'm not going to speak too long in this video, but I would really suggest that you listen to these other videos, which are below my brief introduction here. Um, so please listen to each one of them, or both of them. They're about an hour long each if you have the time, but it's worth it because the major media is presenting this national security strategy document in completely opposite terms from what it actually is saying. So they're saying, the U.S. is going to um, kind of have no more interventions in other countries, and we're going to be a good neighbor, and all these kinds of things. It's you actually read the document and you find out, oh my God, what are they proposing here? So Brian and Ben will go into it in great detail so you can see what I'm talking about. And I will be discussing it also in more detail shortly.